Welcome everyone to the Everyone Rides Teacher-led ERTL Training with Hub Cycling. We're thrilled to have you here. This vital program is generously funded by the Ministry of Transportation and Transit. Before we dive in, we want to begin by acknowledging that we have arrived, settled, and continue to live, work, and meet together across the unceded, traditional, and ancestral territories of countless Indigenous nations across British Columbia. We encourage each school community participating in this training to take a moment to acknowledge the specific Indigenous peoples whose territory they are on. In this training video, we'll cover who Hub Cycling is, your roles and responsibilities, the program's goals and curriculum, including relevant bike safety, equipment trailer logistics, how we'll collect feedback, and additional resources. At Hub Cycling, our mission is to get more people cycling more often. We do this through three main pillars. We educate, we celebrate, and we advocate. This program is a team effort, and we're so grateful for your collaboration. Leading the charge behind the scenes is your school district staff and the Everyone Rides Grades 4 to 5 manager. They are instrumental in contacting districts to bring ERTL into communities. Together with Hub Cycling bike education coordinators, they also create and compile the resources and training materials you'll use. School district staff will manage booking specific schools and provide logistical support for the equipment trailer. At the school level, we recommend assigning people to one of three roles to facilitate optimal support for the on-bike days. Lead teacher. This person will spearhead communication logistics, including coordinating the letter to parents, sharing the job description with volunteers, and communicating the program schedule with other teachers. They will also lead their own student group for on-bike skills. Teacher liaison. This person will assist with communicating with parents as well as lead another student group for on-bike skills. School staff and volunteers. These individuals are crucial for support. We recommend they arrive a little early to help unload the trailer, then later assist the new riders group. Each classroom teacher delivers the in-class component, Unit 1, to their students before the on-bike units begin. Hub Cycling launched the Everyone Rides curriculum in Metro Vancouver in 2012 and expanded significantly after the Ministry of Transportation and Transit provided additional funding in 2020. Since then, we've added a new community each year, reaching areas around Victoria, Kelowna, Kamloops, Prince George, the West Kootenays, and the Fraser Valley, working with local delivery partners and their staff. In these communities, the curriculum is delivered by paid instructors working for local organizations. But to continue reaching even more kids across the rest of BC, we realized we needed a different approach. After extensive research into bike education programs worldwide, we developed the teacher-led model. It provides you teachers with a trailer of bikes and equipment, plus a turnkey curriculum for an in-class bike safety lesson and 4 on-bike lessons. We truly appreciate how much you're already doing every day to support and inspire your students. That's why we want to extend a sincere thank you for being willing to take on a new program. This program is funded by the Ministry of Transportation and Transit to support their Move, Commute, Connect, and Vision Zero goals. These initiatives promote climate action, active transportation, and healthier communities. One of their key targets is to double the number of trips made by active transportation by 2030. This aligns closely with Hub Cycling's mission to get more people cycling more often, and our vision that every child in BC should have access to cycling education. The Everyone Rides teacher-led program was designed to provide smaller communities across BC with the bikes, curriculum, and providing the support that teachers need to help students achieve the course goals. For students, the course goals are simple. Build confidence, riding a bike, learn important rules of the road to stay safe while biking, and most importantly, have fun. Throughout the program, the learning objectives are for students to develop their cycling skills, knowledge, and confidence no matter their starting level. Inside the trailer, you'll find everything you need for delivering the program. This includes a full fleet of bicycles, helmets, as well as bins which contain the traffic scenario stations. Each bicycle will be numbered, plus color-coded by size. Most frames are child size, with a few adult-size frames, which are useful for taller students or staff. The fleet also includes adaptive bikes, including a recumbent tricycle and balance bikes. Recumbent tricycles are best suited for those with balance or coordination challenges, fatigue, or anyone who may benefit from increased security and stability. Balance bikes, those without pedals, are excellent for most new riders, as they help them master balancing before adding pedals. Bikes should be mounted in alternating directions, one front wheel and handlebars up, the next down, and so on. There is a peg that goes through the wheel to hold it securely. Helmets in a range of sizes are located in mesh bags on the upper shelf. To create the skill stations that mimic traffic scenarios, you'll find milk crates containing rolled rubber lines plus signs with posts. There are typically 2 crates per station. Be sure to keep each station's supplies separated, as each contains props unique to that station. These items are tucked in the front section of the trailer, and therefore you'll likely need to unload a few bikes before accessing them. Another bin holds a few helpful items such as green tape for labeling repairs, and various miscellaneous teaching tools such as chalk, rubber chickens for games, and laminated activity reference sheets. You'll also find security items like the trailer's wheel lock for when it's not in use. On the inside of the trailer door, you'll find a QR code that links directly to a form for reporting any gear issues. If anything breaks during the program, please fill out that form, then write the issue on a strip of green tape and stick it to the saddle. This helps us track what needs to be fixed and ensures other teachers and volunteers know not to use that bike until it's repaired. Everyone Rides staff will connect with a local bike mechanic to arrange repairs. To keep the bike secure, always lock the trailer and reset the code to zeros when unattended. The access code will be shared with your staff. Please keep it confidential. While the trailer is at your school, secure the hitch lock and place wheel wedges for stability. Keys are on a lanyard inside the trailer door, with a backup set held by your district contact. Here's a high-level look at the program timeline, with key tasks to complete before, during, and after delivery. 2 to 3 weeks before delivery, recruit staff or volunteers to support the on-bike units. Send home the family information letter, along with permission forms as needed. 1 week before delivery, review the Learn to Ride online module, Unit 1. Familiarize yourself with the teacher-led resource webpage. The 5 units of the course are then delivered over 5 days. Within 1 week after delivery, complete the teacher feedback survey. Hand out certificates to students. Ensure families receive their survey link, found on the student certificates. Let's now discuss the 5-day curriculum of the Everyone Rides program. Each day will cover one of the 5 units. Cycling theory is introduced in the classroom in Unit 1, then core skills are developed through the remaining units 2 through 5. By building upon skills learned in previous units, confidence increases steadily over the 5 units. Unit 1, Learn to Ride Online. This unit can be completed any time before the on-bike sessions. It introduces students to biking basics, including parts of the bicycle, equipment checks, and safe riding behaviors. It's delivered using an online course, Learn to Ride Online, which teachers should review in advance to familiarize themselves with the platform, resolve any tech issues, and brush up on their own cycling knowledge. To teach the Learn to Ride Online content to the classroom, teachers will go through the course with the group using a projector and screen. It can be completed with the classroom over 1 or 2 days and is estimated to take about 1 to 2 hours. Enhance the experience with props like a demo bike, helmet, or lock. A how-to guide on the resource page walks through registration and webpage navigation. The remaining 4 units take place outdoors with students on bikes. We recommend the following schedule for each of these days. Firstly, while the lead teacher is gathering the class indoors, the support teacher and the additional staff and volunteers are unloading the bikes and setting up the traffic scenario stations and games. Lean bikes up against a wall by size and group helmets by size for easier distribution. Secondly, students are led outdoors, and the starting flow begins. Those students who already have a bike and helmet will be asked to retrieve them and ride in the schoolyard until called back. Those who need to borrow equipment will get a helmet first, then ask about their previous biking experience. It's a good idea to ask each student individually if they have ridden a bike before. This helps you identify new riders discreetly, as kids can sometimes be embarrassed. For most students, set the saddle at hip height. This usually means their heels are just off the ground when seated. New riders may prefer a lower seat, so their feet are flat for added stability. To fit students efficiently, line them up from shortest to tallest. Adjust seats as needed and check for comfort. For complete beginners, set them up with a balance bike to help them focus on learning to balance without pedals getting in the way. For students who would benefit from a more stable recumbent tricycle, Adjust the seat slider so their knee is still slightly bent when outstretched. Show them how the hand steering and brakes work before they ride. Once everyone has a bike and helmet, line them all up for the ABC Quick Check and 2v2 Helmet Check. Demonstrations of these safety checks are available in additional videos. It's then time to divide into groups. New riders will be gathered first and will accompany a staff or volunteer to their practice station. The remainder of the class will be divided into two groups: traffic scenarios with the lead teacher or games with the support teacher. After approximately 15 minutes, the groups will swap stations. New riders may join a station at any point they feel confident enough to do so. At wrap-up time, gather the class once more for a celebration of what the students learned and achieved. Cheer if you learned something. Whoop if you feel more confident about cycling. Then give instructions for returning equipment, either locking up their personal bike again or returning their borrowed bike or helmet to a designated area. For the last group of the day, you may also ask students to help gather cones and station props. The lead teacher can bring students back to class. The other teacher and the additional staff or volunteers finish up the takedown and complete the end-of-day checklist. This includes counting and spraying helmets before bagging them, counting all bikes, packing up traffic station crates, and reporting and labeling any gear issues. Double-check that all bikes and helmets are accounted for and ensure no student's personal gear has been accidentally mixed in. Now that we have an idea of the schedule for each on-bike day, let's take a closer look at the learning content traffic scenarios and games for each of these units. Unit 2. Simon Says Circling. The objectives here are to get students warmed up while playing a game of Simon Says, practicing starting, stopping, ensuring they're using both hands to brake, standing up while riding, and changing gears. We find it works best to avoid too much jargon about gearing up or down or talking about gear numbers. Instead, focus on the feel of the bike. Are your legs moving fast? Or are your legs moving slow? And adjusting gears to match their leg speed. Unit 3. Straight line riding. The objectives here include riding in a straight line, using both brakes to stop, turning right and left, and mastering a process we call the signal sandwich. It's recommended to teach shoulder checking and signaling separately, each with demonstrations, then put all together at the end. Biking fundamentals to know for this station: a signal sandwich is a 3-step process that should be done before every change in direction, such as changing lanes or turning a corner. It involves a shoulder check, then hand signal, then another shoulder check. This allows the cyclist to first look if the space is clear, then communicate their intention, and then do one more look before moving. During shoulder checks, you can decrease the risk of students swerving by directing them to tuck their chin down towards their shoulder and look back out of the corner of their eye. This helps keep their shoulders and arms more stable. Let's review those hand signals. There are 2 signals for turning right. Students at this age may not know the difference between left and right yet. Suggest pointing in the direction you are going. Unit 4. Multi-use path. Multiple-use pathways are those shared between pedestrians and other active travel modes such as bicycles. This station has students travel around a constructed pathway which periodically intersects with a road. It teaches optimal behaviors when sharing a path, passing others, and crossing roads. When setting up the station, allot lots of space, and try to use any existing features such as pathways through fields or playgrounds to travel around to bring the station to life. Biking fundamentals to know for this station: multi-use path students should learn to wait for traffic to stop before crossing the road. Pedestrians, or walkers, get the right-of-way on these paths, and students can use their voice, "passing on your left," or bell, to let them know they will be passing. Elephant feet are broken lines used in many communities in BC to indicate a bike crossing where cyclists can ride across and aren't required to dismount and walk, unlike a regular zebra crossing crosswalk. Unit 5. Two-way stop. This is another traffic scenario which has students navigating each possible turn at an intersection. This station is to turning, hand signals, proper stopping skills, and understanding right-of-way. It is also best suited for a large area. Think at least half a basketball court, which will allow there to be plenty of room for riders to exit each road, plus have room to turn. Right-of-way fundamentals to know for this station: if you have no stop sign, you have the right-of-way and can keep moving. If 2 road users with stop signs arrive at the same time, the one going straight or right goes first, and anyone going left goes last. Here are brief descriptions of the games we've collected that we find work wonderfully on bikes. Full teaching guides can be found in the curriculum guide and the resource webpage. What time is it, Mr. Wolf? The wolf calls out a time, 1 to 12 o'clock, and students move forward that number of pedal strokes. When the wolf yells, lunchtime, riders advance freely and try to avoid being tagged by the wolf and their rubber chicken. Freeze bike. Students ride only when the teacher's back is turned. When the teacher faces them, they must freeze. If caught moving, they return to the start line. Last one standing. Students ride in a circle. At the first whistle, they stand while pedaling. At the second whistle, they stop pedaling and try to glide as far as possible without putting a foot down. Musical bikes. Set out one less cone than the number of students. When the music stops, students race to place their front tire on a cone. The last rider without a cone is out. Slug race, a race where the slowest rider wins. Riders must keep moving in a straight line without stopping or putting a foot down. Red light, green light. Students ride when they hear green and must stop immediately when they hear red. Any rider who doesn't stop in time returns to the start. Cone slalom. Set up cones in a straight line at varying distances from one another. Students ride through the slalom, weaving between cones without touching them. No foot down derby. All students ride within a circle made of cones. As the game progresses, the circle gradually shrinks. The last rider remaining in the circle without putting a foot down wins. The following video outlines the most tried and true progression for teaching someone how to ride a bike for the first time. For a more detailed step-by-step, see the video on the Teacher-Led Resources webpage. Let's look at the program timeline again. We've just finished discussing delivery and will be moving on to follow-up. As the program expands into more communities through this teacher-led model, your feedback is vital to its continued success. Input from you, your students, and their families helps improve the experience for future schools and shows funders the program's impact, helping keep it free for schools like yours. We collect feedback at 2 key points: Grade 4-5 teacher feedback. After Unit 5, Grade 4-5 family survey, also after Unit 5. Please actively encourage families to complete it by drawing their attention to the QR code on certificates, newsletters, and emails. They will be entered to win a $100 gift card. Photos, student reflections, and artwork are also always welcome. Be sure to bookmark this link as it will be your central hub for everything related to this program. This website provides a step-by-step guide to preparing, delivering, and wrapping up the course. Everything covered in this video, and much more, is available here in greater detail. Here's just some of what you'll find. Learn 2 Ride Online sign-up link and tutorial. For Unit 1, pre-course information for families and volunteers, visual inventory of the equipment trailer, plus the gear issue reporting form, detailed teaching guides for each traffic scenario and game, guides for teaching new riders and using adaptive bikes. All videos featured in this session, survey links for teachers and families. Thank you so much for devoting your time to bringing the Everyone Rides teacher-led cycling education program to your students. We truly couldn't do it without you. Please don't hesitate to connect with us by emailing everyonerides@bikehub.ca or lorraine.smith@bikehub.ca.